Acquire boss would like to make Tenchu successor for PS5. Now, I get a lot of comments on this channel about Tenchu, and so we have a lot of Tenchu fans that.
Why is that though? You gotta lay the groundwork. Why is that? Why do you get those comments?
Well, first of all, not many people talk about Tenchu. It's kind of an old, forgotten game that a lot of people just don't mention anymore. And I put out a video about it, and I guess people want a new Tenchu game. Um, so I'm gonna just kind of go over it briefly. So this came from Famitsu, um, and essentially, for those that don't know, Tenchu is a stealth ninja game, and it was very big on the PlayStation, and it's kind of just got left behind. Now, From Software, the makers of Dark Souls and Demon Souls, they own the IP. They bought it, and Sekiro was originally supposed to be a Tenchu game, but then they spun it off and turned it into its own thing, which I think is fine. I mean, I love Sekiro. It's a very hard game, but I still enjoyed playing it. But that kind of left the Tenchu people out in the cold. So now what happened was last year, Acquire, they they trademarked Stealth Assassins, which was one of the titles for a Tenchu game. Tenchu Stealth Assassin
This is the first one.
is the first one. And when they did that, people took notice and they were like, "Oh man, maybe they're gonna make a new Tenchu game." Well, the head of Acquire said, "No, no, no, no. That was just an advantageous um, like patent. We didn't really like. We weren't intending to make a new Tenchu game. We just saw that Stealth Assassins was open, so we took it, right?" But because of all the people who want a new Tenchu game and because of all the people who took notice, he said, "All right, now we want to make a Tenchu inspired game." Now, the reason I say Tenchu inspired is because From Software still owns the Tenchu IP. So they can't really make it unless they worked out a deal with From Software, but they can make a game just like Tenchu. They just have to call it something else. Maybe they'll just call it Stealth Assassins. I don't know if they can legally do that. Honestly, I don't know. But they're saying they want to make a game for PS5 now. So, um, yeah, everyone who's a Tenchu fan who follows this channel, who's been leaving comments, I hope that this comes true. I really do. And I used to love the Tenchu games on PlayStation. Um, they have a fond, like, I can remember them to this day. I mean, I have a
Oh yeah,
fond place for them. Yeah.
Tenchi's amazing. I especially loved Wrath of Heaven. Wrath of
Yes.
Heaven. It's so funny because my roommate at the time he bought Wrath of Heaven. I never even played a Tenchu game until that one,
Hmm.
and he wasn't even playing it yet. He bought it because he thought it looked cool, but he wasn't even playing it yet. And I took it from him, and I was like, "I'm playing it. I'm gonna check this out." And I beat the game. I played it, and I feel like such a jerk right now just talking about it. But it is the reason why I played it. Like I even like because I wouldn't do that to someone. I wouldn't
Yes.
take their own thing and then like complete it before them. But that game made me that person.
Yes. Yeah.
It was just so much fun. I love playing. What was his name? Rin.
Yes.
Man, and that game was so cool. But that was from software too. And honestly, Sekiro did feel kind of Tenchu-ish.
Hmm.
It just wasn't leaning so heavily into the stealth part. It was more focused on the combat.
Yeah. And
Um,
a good friend of mine brought up a good point.
yeah.
It's it's hard to make a stealth only game now, like Tenchu or Siphon Filter or something like that, because stealth has been incorporated into almost every game now.
Last of
Um,
Us.
yes, Ghost of Tsushima. You can play stealth if you want. There's a bunch of games now that just incorporate. Cyberpunk 2077, you can play stealth. So
Yeah.
it's just part of games now. You know what I mean? It's like a part of games now. So to make a truly like traditional stealth game, I think they have to innovate a little bit on because the default stealth is in most games now, so they have to go a step further. They have to innovate it a little bit more. So, but yeah, I would love to see a new Tenchu game.
I'm just saying, if there's a new Tenchu game, there still needs to be the ability to throw a poisoned rice ball on the
Yes.
ground, and some dumbass samurai is still gonna pick it up and be like,
Ooh, rice.
"Why not?"
Yeah. You
5
need
seconds.
poison rice. Please, if you make another Tenchu game, there has to be poison rice. Or like
Yeah.
poison sake. Just poison something. You got to be able to poison people.
No, no, no. Poison rice ball. Just throw that sucker on the floor, roll it.
All right. So yeah, that's the latest on Tenchu. Thanks. I don't know the remember the guy's name, but he left a comment letting me know about this. So thank you.
Cool.